The human explorer Liam stepped off the small shuttle and onto the soft, glowing ground of the alien jungle. The air smelled sweet and wet, almost like a forest after a rainstorm on Earth, but sharper, more alive. Huge trees with crystal-like leaves towered above him, reflecting the light from the strange sun. Some of the plants glowed gently, and tiny creatures zipped through the air like sparks of fire. Every step Liam took made the ground hum softly, as if the planet itself was alive and watching. Liam's mission was simple on paper: survey the planet for life forms, gather data about its ecosystem, and report back to the Exploration Council. But in reality, every planet held secrets, and this one already seemed full of surprises. He adjusted his helmet's visor, checking the readings from his scanner. Energy patterns were unusually strong in this area, something beyond normal plant or animal activity. Curious, Liam followed the trail deeper into the jungle. The further he went, the stranger the jungle became. Vines glimmered like silver threads, and rivers of liquid light ran over rocks, twisting in impossible ways. Birds, if they could be called that, had translucent wings and made sounds that reminded him of wind chimes. Liam moved slowly, careful not to disturb anything. Every instinct he had told him this place was fragile, but it also felt welcoming, alive, but in a way that was intelligent and aware. As he rounded a bend, Liam froze. There, at the edge of a glowing lagoon, stood a figure unlike anything he had ever seen. She was tall and elegant, with skin that shimmered faintly in patterns like moving water. Her hair flowed down her back in colors he could not name, and her eyes reflected the light of the sun in a way that made them seem almost liquid. She was gathering crystals from the lagoon, each one glowing softly as she touched it, and placing them carefully in a woven basket. Her movements were precise and calm. Like a dance that had been practiced for centuries, Liam's heart beat faster, not from fear, but from wonder. He had seen many alien species in his life, but none like her. He raised his hand slightly in greeting. "Hello," he said, his voice echoing softly in the jungle. The alien woman stopped what she was doing, her movements frozen as if the word itself had startled her. For a long moment, neither moved. Then she stepped back, tilting her head slightly. Her eyes locked on his visor, but Liam took a deep breath and slowly removed it, revealing his face. The human face was simple, round, and unfamiliar to her, yet she didn't retreat further. Instead, she seemed curious. He took another step forward, careful to show he meant no harm. The jungle seemed too quiet around them, the glowing plants dimming slightly, almost like the world was watching. Liam's instincts were telling him to be careful, but also to pay attention. And that's when he noticed a faint, soft smell like rain on dry earth, fresh and comforting. He frowned, confused. No alien he had met had ever smelled like anything recognizable to a human. "You smell like rain," Liam said quietly, almost to himself. The alien woman froze completely, her basket trembling in her hands. Then her lips parted, and she whispered, "You noticed?" The words were soft, almost like they were part of the breeze, but the meaning hit Liam like a sudden spark. Noticing her scent, it was not ordinary. It was rare, significant, maybe even intimate. Liam stepped closer, slowly and deliberately, careful not to frighten her. I didn't mean to be rude," he said gently. "I just noticed. It's beautiful." For the first time, the woman relaxed slightly. She set the basket down on the ground, the crystals making soft, chiming sounds as they touched the glowing soil. Her eyes studied him, sharp and intelligent, yet not hostile. Liam felt a strange sense of connection, like the scent was a bridge between them, something beyond words. "My name is Liam," he said, holding out his hand. The woman looked at his hand, then back at him. Slowly, she raised her own hand, her long, delicate fingers brushing against the air before stopping. "Kelly," she said. The sound of her name was musical, flowing like a stream. Liam nodded. "Kelly! That's a beautiful name." Kelly's eyes softened. She gestured toward the basket. Liam followed her gaze, understanding. He knelt carefully, studying the glowing crystals. Are these energy crystals? He asked. Yes, Kelly replied. They give life to my village. They hold balance for our forests, our rivers, even the air. Liam's curiosity grew stronger. I want to learn. I want to understand your world. I mean no harm. Kelly studied him for a long time, then slowly nodded. Then you may come with me, she said. She turned and began walking toward a path hidden behind the crystal trees. Liam followed, careful not to step on the glowing vines. The journey to her village was quiet. The jungle seemed apart for her, paths appearing where none had been before. Liam noticed subtle signs leaves bending, small creatures scuttling aside, the very air pulsing with life. Kelly moved gracefully, alert and aware, yet unafraid of him. Finally, they reached a hidden cavern where the walls glowed with bioluminescent fungi, and waterfalls made soft music as they fell into shallow pools. Small, delicate bridges connected different areas, and tiny lantern-like orbs floated in the air, casting gentle light. Liam's eyes widened. This was not just a village. It was a living artwork, a perfect balance between nature and alien design. Kelly stopped at the center of the cavern. Welcome, she said. This is my home. Few humans have seen it. Fewer have walked here without fear. I'm honored, Liam said, his voice soft. It's incredible. Kelly studied him for a moment. Then she smiled slightly. You have noticed many things already. Most humans only see what they are told to see. You see more? Liam felt warmth at her words. He had always prided himself on observation, on paying attention to small details. Yet this was different. This was not just science. It was empathy, understanding something beyond the obvious. Your scent, he said carefully. It's like rain. Fresh, alive, comforting. I don't know why, but I notice it. Kelly's eyes widened again. She whispered, very few notice. Fewer speak of it. You are special, Liam shrugged, feeling a little embarrassed. I just pay attention. That's all. Maybe that is why I see you differently than others. Kelly nodded slowly. There was a silence between them, filled only by the sound of waterfalls and glowing creatures moving through the cavern. Liam felt a strange sense of calm, as if the world itself approved of this moment. You may rest here, Kelly, said finally, pointing to a soft bed of glowing moss. Tomorrow, I will show you more. Our ways, our rituals, our life. But tonight, you watch, you listen, you learn nothing but the sound of life. Liam lay on the moss, feeling the soft glow under his body. The scent of Kelly lingered, delicate and calming. He thought about how rare this encounter was, how extraordinary it was to meet someone so unlike any being he had ever known. And he realized something. Noticing her, truly noticing, was the first step in understanding a world he had never dreamed of. Outside, the jungle hummed softly. Rain began to fall lightly, though the sky was not filled with clouds. The drops glimmered as they touched the glowing plants, and Liam smiled. The smell of Rain Kelly's scent was stronger now. It filled the cavern and the jungle beyond. Wrapping around him like a promise, Kelly watched from the edge of the pool, her reflection shimmering in the water. Liam's words had crossed a line that few humans could reach, touching something deep within her, something private and sacred. She had never thought anyone would notice. And now, here was a human who did. For the first time in her life, Kelly felt a cautious hope. Perhaps humans were not only destructive, as some of her people feared, perhaps they could be allies. Perhaps they could understand. Liam closed his eyes, feeling the alien rain, listening to the jungle, thinking about the day to come. Tomorrow, he would learn more about Kelly's people, their life, and the delicate balance of this strange, glowing world. But tonight, he would simply watch, listen, and notice. And for Kelly, that simple act of noticing the scent, the presence, the care was enough to make her heart whisper quietly. Perhaps this human was different. Perhaps for the first time, someone truly understood her. The jungle continued to glow. The waterfalls continued to sing. and the rain fell softly over a world where two very different beings had begun to understand each other. The next morning, Liam woke to the soft light of the glowing cavern. Tiny lantern-like orbs floated above him, casting warm, gentle colors across the walls. The faint sound of waterfalls filled the air, accompanied by the rustle of the glowing plants outside. He stretched slowly, careful not to disturb the delicate moss beneath him. The scent of Kelly was still in the air, soft and calming, like rain lingering on the soil. Kelly was already awake. She stood at the edge of the pool, watching him with the same calm intensity he had noticed yesterday. Her eyes reflected the morning light, and her posture was graceful yet alert. Liam sat up, brushing off his simple clothes and adjusting the small pack on his back. "Good morning," he said quietly. Kelly nodded. "You slept well?" The moss protects from cold and from the restless energy of the crystals. Liam smiled. "It was perfect. Thank you." Kelly studied him for a moment, her eyes sharp. "Humans are unusual," she said softly. "Most do not notice what surrounds them. You notice even small things that others ignore." Liam felt a warm sense of pride. "I try to. It's important. If you want to understand a place, you must notice it. Even the smallest details can tell a story." Kelly's lips curved slightly, a faint smile. "Perhaps you will understand more than most. Perhaps you will learn what others cannot." They walked together toward the village. Liam followed her through paths he would have missed without her guidance. The jungle was alive in ways he had not yet seen. Vines that seemed ordinary, twisted and pulsed with energy. Small creatures scuttled along the glowing leaves, pausing to look at him before darting away. The air smelled fresh and alive, and the occasional drop of glowing liquid fell from the trees, harmless but strange. Kelly explained quietly as they walked. "Everything here has balance. The crystals, the plants, the creatures. Each has its place. If one is disturbed, it can affect all. On Earth, we have ecosystems too, but I've never seen one this interconnected. Everything here feels like it's alive in more ways than one." Kelly's eyes flickered toward him. "Yes, and it can sense those who notice. It can sense respect, curiosity, fear. Most humans enter and disrupt without thought. You are different." They arrived at the village, hidden in a massive cavern illuminated by glowing fungi and small pools of water. Structures made from living crystal and plants blended seamlessly with the environment. Bridges curved over the water, and the faint hum of energy from the crystals filled the space. Aliens moved gracefully, working, communicating in soft musical tones, each movement purposeful. The villagers paused briefly as Kelly and Liam entered. Some watched him with suspicion, but Kelly's presence calmed them. "This is Liam," she said. "He comes to learn, not to harm. He notices what most do not." An elder, tall with silver-tinted skin, stepped forward. "Humans are dangerous," he said in a melodic tone that Liam could barely understand. Kelly's hand touched his arm lightly, and the elder paused. "If Kelly trusts him, then he may remain." Liam bowed slightly. "I mean no harm. I want to understand your people, your ways, your world." The elder nodded slowly, then gestured for Kelly to lead Liam through the village. "He will learn, but he must earn understanding, not take it." Kelly led him first to the central pool, where energy crystals floated just above the water. She explained their importance. "These crystals hold energy that sustains life here. They are sensitive. They respond to emotion and attention. A careless hand can disrupt the balance, but a careful hand can enhance it." Liam leaned over the pool, mesmerized by the soft glow. "I've never seen anything like this," he said. "How do you work with them?" Kelly extended her hand, hovering over the crystals. "First, you must listen. Feel their rhythm. They pulse with life, like a heartbeat. You must not only touch, but understand. Notice their response? That is the way of our people." Liam watched, fascinated, as her hand moved gracefully, and the crystals responded to her presence. The water rippled in soft waves, reflecting the glowing light. Liam reached out carefully, letting his fingers hover above the crystals. He felt a faint hum, like energy brushing against his skin. It was delicate, almost musical, and he realized that it required attention and care, not force. "You feel it?" Kelly asked softly. "Yes," Liam whispered. "It's alive. I can feel it responding." Kelly nodded, a faint smile appearing. "You notice? Most cannot." As the day continued, Kelly guided Liam through the village. He learned about their communication, subtle and melodic, and how each movement carried meaning. He learned about their rituals, small acts of balance and respect that maintained harmony. Every detail mattered, and Liam observed everything with care. He asked questions, and Kelly answered patiently. Impressed by his curiosity and thoughtfulness, they came to the edge of the village, where the jungle grew denser. Kelly stopped and turned to him. "Tomorrow, I will take you deeper into the jungle. You will see creatures and plants that even some of our people have not encountered. You must be ready. Observation is not enough. You must also understand patience, silence, and respect." Liam nodded eagerly. "I am ready. I want to learn everything I can." Kelly's eyes softened. "Good. Tomorrow, we begin." That evening, Liam sat by a small pool of glowing water, reflecting on everything he had seen. The scent of Kelly lingered, faint but unmistakable, like rain on earth after a long drought. He realized that noticing such details was not just about science, it was about connection. By noticing her, by noticing the world, he had begun to build trust and understanding. Kelly watched from a distance, unseen. She marveled at his patience, his curiosity, his quiet respect for life. Few humans had ever walked among them without fear or disregard. Even fewer had noticed her scent. That simple act, acknowledging something personal and delicate, had touched her more than any words could. As night fell, the jungle began to hum with life. Small lights danced through the trees, and the waterfalls sang softly. Liam closed his eyes, letting the sounds wash over him. He thought about the creatures, the crystals, and the subtle rhythms of the jungle. And he thought about Kelly, the alien woman whose scent lingered like rain, whose presence seemed both fragile and powerful. He wondered what tomorrow would bring, what secrets the jungle held, and how much he could learn from Kelly and her people. One thing was certain. This was no ordinary mission. This world, this village, this woman, they were all extraordinary. And Liam knew that noticing, truly noticing, was only the beginning of understanding. Through the night, the rain began again, soft and glowing under the alien sun. Liam could hear it pattering on the leaves above, mixing with the scent of Kelly that still lingered around him. It was a reminder that some connections were subtle, built on observation, respect, and care. He smiled quietly to himself, feeling a bond forming. Fragile but real. Kelly returned to her dwelling, thinking about the human who had noticed her. She had been cautious at first, but something about him was different. He did not rush. He did not demand. He simply saw and respected. And in a world where few understood, that was a rare and precious gift. Tomorrow, she would take him deeper into the jungle. He would see wonders and perhaps face challenges that required more than observation. But she knew that with him, there was potential. He could learn. He could respect. He could perhaps even protect. For now, though, the night belonged to the glowing jungle, to the soft hum of energy crystals, to the quiet rain that carried the scent of Kelly into the air. Liam and Kelly were separated by distance, yet connected by subtle perception, a bond that was small but powerful. And in that quiet connection, both felt something extraordinary beginning. Bridge between two very different worlds. Built on noticing, understanding, and the soft, unmistakable scent of rain. The night passed, gentle and calm, and when Liam woke again, he felt ready. Ready to see, to learn, to connect. Ready for Kelly to guide him into the unknown mysteries of her jungle, and ready for the subtle ways in which a human and an alien could understand each other. And so the story continued. Not with loud proclamations or great battles, but with quiet observation, gentle learning, and the rare human ability to truly notice the beginning of something neither had ever expected. The morning air was thick with the scent of wet leaves and glowing crystals. Liam walked beside Kelly as they prepared to leave the village and venture deeper into the jungle. The paths beyond were wild and untamed, filled with strange plants that seemed to sense movement, and creatures that watched silently from the shadows. Kelly's people rarely went far beyond their village, but she wanted Liam to see the true heartbeat of her world. "Are you ready?" Kelly asked, her eyes scanning the jungle ahead. Her voice was calm, melodic, but carried authority. Liam nodded. "I am. I want to see everything, learn everything. I promise to be careful." Kelly's lips curved slightly. "Good. Observation is important. Patience is more important. And respect. Respect is the most important of all." As they moved through the dense foliage, Liam noticed how alive the jungle truly was. Plants shifted subtly as they walked, almost as if they were part of a living network. Tiny lights moved along branches, some appearing to be insects, others something he could not name. The air was electric with energy. The faint hum of crystals beneath the surface added a rhythm to the jungle. "Like a heartbeat of the planet itself," Kelly explained. "Everything here is connected. The crystals, the plants, the creatures. If one part suffers, all feel it. We must move with care. Even a small mistake can disturb the balance." Liam listened intently, careful to mirror her movements. He crouched when she crouched, slowed when she slowed, and stopped when she paused. He was learning more than survival. He was learning harmony. After a while, they reached a narrow path bordered by glowing vines. Kelly gestured for Liam to wait. "These vines are sensitive. They react to sound, touch, and even intent. If you disturb them, the jungle will respond." Liam moved slowly, letting his hands hover just above the vines. He felt a faint vibration, subtle and rhythmic. "It's like they're alive," he whispered. Kelly nodded. "They are. Everything here has life, even if it does not move like you expect. You notice, that is rare." Liam smiled quietly. He was proud to be recognized, but he also felt humbled. This world was delicate, powerful, intelligent in ways humans rarely encountered. As they continued, Kelly suddenly stopped. Her posture stiffened, and her eyes scanned the jungle. Liam followed her gaze and froze. There, in the distance, a group of unfamiliar creatures moved with precision and speed. They were taller than Kelly's people, with armored bodies and sharp limbs, and they carried strange devices that glimmered with energy. "They are coming," Kelly whispered. "Not from our world. They seek the crystals. They do not understand balance. They will take what they want."
Ow.
Liam's mind raced. "We need to warn the village. Maybe set up defenses?" Kelly shook her head. "They are fast. They will reach us before we can fully prepare. We must use the jungle, not fight directly. Humans, your strength is not in force here, but in ingenuity. I sense you can help." Liam took a deep breath, thinking quickly. "We can use traps, decoys, and camouflage. We can guide them through paths that slow them down. We can make the jungle work with us." Kelly studied him for a long moment. "Yes, that may work. I will follow your lead. But remember, everything we do must respect the jungle. Nothing can harm it unnecessarily." Together, they moved faster, yet carefully, back toward the village. Liam suggested subtle barriers made from vines and crystals, and Kelly adjusted the placement so the jungle would appear natural while still confusing any intruders. Liam's human creativity, combined with Kelly's deep understanding of the jungle, created a defense strategy that was both clever and harmonious. When they reached the village, the elders were already aware of the approaching threat. Some murmured worry, while others prepared to hide or protect the most important crystals. Kelly led Liam to the center of the village. "These humans, they see things differently. You will help us." Liam nodded. "We can do this together. I have ideas, but I need your guidance to make sure we respect your home." Kelly watched him, a faint smile appearing. "Then we will proceed." For the next hours, Liam and Kelly worked side by side. They set traps using natural vines that could ensnare intruders without harming the jungle. They placed reflective crystals to confuse the attacker's vision. They created false paths leading away from the village. Every move was precise, every decision made with care. Liam's human ingenuity allowed him to think of things Kelly's people would not, ways to use the jungle's energy. Subtle decoys and clever diversions. Kelly guided him patiently, showing him which crystals were sensitive and which paths could be used safely. "Do not underestimate the jungle," she reminded him. "It will protect us if we respect it. But if you are careless, it will react." As night fell, the jungle seemed to hum louder, as if it was aware of the coming confrontation. Liam noticed subtle changes in Kelly's expression, the way her scent shifted slightly when she was anxious. He leaned closer and whispered, "It's going to be okay. We can do this." Kelly's eyes softened and she nodded. "I trust you." Few humans earn trust so quickly. Your observation, your care. It is rare. Hours later, the first signs of the intruders appeared. Faint glimmers moved through the trees, and soft, rhythmic sounds reached the village. Kelly's people readied themselves. But Liam noticed patterns in their approach, how they moved, where they avoided, what distracted them. He guided Kelly and the villagers to use the jungle itself as a shield. Reflective crystals confused their sensors. Hidden traps slowed them down. Decoy paths led them away from the village. Kelly watched in amazement. Liam's human creativity, combined with her knowledge of the jungle, was working perfectly. The intruders grew frustrated, moving slower and becoming disoriented. The village remained safe, hidden behind layers of natural and clever defenses. During a tense moment, one of the intruders broke through a section of vines. Liam reacted quickly, using a reflective crystal to blind it temporarily, allowing it to stumble harmlessly away. Kelly whispered, "Your mind. It thinks in ways we cannot. You see paths, solutions, where others see only obstacles." Liam smiled faintly, adrenaline flowing. "It's just observation, and a little ingenuity." The intruders eventually gave up, retreating into the jungle, confused and unable to locate the village. The villagers erupted in quiet celebration, relieved but cautious. Kelly turned to Liam, her eyes shining with gratitude. "You have helped us, saved many, without a single life lost. Few humans could do what you did here." Liam shook his head. "I didn't do it alone. You showed me the jungle, its secrets, its rhythm. You trusted me. That's what made it possible." Kelly's gaze softened. "Trust. It is rare. Observation. Even rarer. You have both. And for that, you are remarkable." After the excitement settled, Liam and Kelly walked to a quiet pool at the edge of the village. The water reflected the glowing sky, and the faint scent of rain lingered around Kelly. Liam noticed it immediately, the same subtle aroma that had caught his attention the first day. He smiled. "You smell like rain," he said softly. Kelly froze again, just as she had the first day. Then she whispered, "You noticed." Liam nodded. "I notice everything, especially things that matter." Kelly's lips curved into a small smile. For the first time, she allowed herself to feel relief, even joy. This human had earned her trust, not with strength or force, but with attention, care, and understanding. The night passed quietly, with the jungle alive but calm. Liam felt the connection growing stronger, not just with Kelly, but with her people and the jungle itself. He realized that the strength of humans was not always in weapons or speed, but in ingenuity, observation, and respect. Kelly watched him from the shadows, thinking about the human who had entered their world, noticed her in ways no one else had, and helped protect the village without destroying a single part of it. She felt hope rare, cautious hope that humans might not always be a threat, that perhaps, if guided carefully, they could be allies, friends, even protectors, as the first light of dawn touched the jungle. Liam and Kelly stood side by side, looking out over the glowing forest. The air was cool, filled with the scent of rain, and the soft hum of crystals resonated like a heartbeat beneath their feet. "Tomorrow," Kelly said softly, "I will show you the heart of the jungle." There are creatures and places no human has ever seen. You must be ready. Observation alone will not be enough. You will need courage, patience, and trust. "I'm ready," Liam replied. "With you guiding me, I will learn. I will understand." Kelly nodded, satisfied. "Good. Tomorrow, you will see why balance is more important than power. Why observation matters more than strength, and why a human can be remarkable." For now, they rested, listening to the jungle, smelling the rain in the air, and feeling the quiet bond that had formed between them. In a world of glowing plants and singing waterfalls, human ingenuity and alien wisdom had combined to protect life. And in that combination, something extraordinary was growing. Understanding, trust, and the beginning of a friendship that could bridge worlds. The night ended with soft rain falling over the jungle. Mingling with the scent of Kelly, Liam closed his eyes, feeling the rhythm of the planet, the hum of the crystals, and the quiet assurance that together they could face anything the jungle or the galaxy might bring. The morning sun barely touched the jungle canopy when Liam and Kelly set out again. Today, they would move deeper than ever before, into parts of the jungle that even most of Kelly's people avoided. The air was thick with moisture, carrying the faint scent of glowing plants and the subtle perfume of Kelly, which Liam noticed instantly. "You smell like rain again," he said softly. "Careful not to startle her." Kelly froze, as she had the first day, then whispered, "You always notice." Her eyes flickered with something between amusement and curiosity. Liam smiled faintly, realizing that small observations were building a trust no words could create. "Today," Kelly continued, "you will see the heart of the jungle. You will see life that no human has ever seen. But you must be ready. Observation is important, yes, but courage, quick thinking, and respect will matter more." Liam nodded. "I am ready. I will follow your guidance." They walked in silence for a while, the jungle alive around them. Plants shifted slightly as they passed, and faint glimmers of energy floated above the streams and pools. Liam noticed the patterns: small creatures moving along predictable paths, plants bending in rhythm with the energy currents. Every detail seemed important. Kelly stopped suddenly. "Wait," she whispered. Liam crouched beside her. Ahead, the jungle seemed to ripple unnaturally. Shadows moved faster than they should, and faint glowing traces indicated something large and powerful was approaching. "They are back," Kelly said softly, her voice tense. "The same group from before, they seek the crystals again. But this time, they are prepared." Liam's mind raced. "We can use the jungle. Again, we can confuse them, slow them, redirect them. But we need a plan that moves faster than last time." Kelly nodded. "Your human mind sees possibilities that ours cannot. Lead, and I will follow." They moved quickly, but carefully, toward the outer village paths. Liam's eyes scanned the surroundings, noting every curve, every branch, every reflective crystal that could be used to disorient the attackers. He pointed to certain spots. "Here, we can create a false path using reflective crystals. Over there, vines can be woven into traps without harming the jungle. And here, we can hide and use the natural light to blind them temporarily." Kelly's eyes shone. Clever. Few humans would think like this. They worked together, placing traps and decoys in harmony with the jungle. Liam instructed Kelly to subtly direct villagers to positions where they could act as observers, quietly guiding the intruders without confrontation. Every step was calculated. Every placement respectful of the delicate balance Kelly's people maintained. As the sun reached its peak, the first intruders appeared. Their silhouettes shimmered in the dappled light, moving with precision. Liam and Kelly crouched behind a ridge, observing them. Liam whispered instructions to the villagers via Kelly's gestures, signaling when to trigger traps or activate reflective crystals. The jungle seemed to respond. Vines twitched, creatures scuttled to distract, and reflective crystals caught the light, confusing the intruder's vision. One stumbled into a hidden pit filled with soft but unbreakable vines, harmlessly trapped yet delayed. Liam's careful observation had anticipated every possible move, and the attackers were forced to adjust constantly. Kelly watched him, admiration clear in her eyes. Your mind. It predicts, adapts, and uses what is around you. Few of my people could do this. Liam nodded. It's all about seeing patterns. Noticing the small things, like the movement of the vines, the way the crystals reflect light. Everything tells a story if you watch closely. Hours passed, the intruders frustrated and unable to reach the village. Liam noticed their weaknesses: overconfidence, slow adaptation to the jungle's rhythm, and reliance on brute force rather than careful observation. He guided Kelly to subtly exploit these weaknesses without harming the jungle or its creatures at one point. Kelly's eyes narrowed. A faster intruder was trying to bypass the traps, moving quietly through the shadows. Liam noticed it before she did. He whispered, "Use the light here," pointing to a reflective crystal. Kelly nodded and flicked it slightly. Sunlight reflected sharply, blinding the intruder and forcing it to retreat. "The human sees what we cannot," Kelly whispered, her voice filled with awe. "You are remarkable." Liam smiled faintly. "I just pay attention. That is enough sometimes." As night approached, the intruders retreated. Their frustration was clear, and they had lost direction in the jungle. The village remained safe, hidden behind layers of clever defenses and subtle distractions. Kelly's people celebrated quietly, not with noise, but with soft music and glowing patterns in the water. A ritual of relief and gratitude. Kelly turned to Liam. "You have done what few could. You protected life without violence, without arrogance. That is the way of the jungle, and you understood it." Liam shook his head. "I didn't do it alone. You taught me, guided me. You trusted me to see what matters." Kelly's eyes softened, and her gaze lingered on him. "Trust. Few humans earn it. Observation. Even rarer. You have both, and for that you are extraordinary." Later, as the jungle calmed under the moonlight, Liam and Kelly walked to a quiet pool. The water reflected the glowing sky, and the soft scent of rain filled the air. Liam smiled faintly. "You smell like rain?" he said again, careful and sincere. Kelly froze, her eyes widening. She whispered, "You noticed." "Yes," Liam said gently. "I notice everything that matters." For a moment, they stood silently, listening to the hum of the crystals and the soft sounds of the jungle. The bond between them was growing stronger. Liam's ability to observe, to adapt, to respect the delicate world around him had earned Kelly's admiration and trust. Kelly led him to a small bridge over a pool filled with floating crystals. "Tomorrow," she said softly, "you will learn the most important lesson of all. The jungle's heart is not just the trees, the creatures, or the crystals. It is the balance, the rhythm, and the understanding that everything is connected. Observation alone is not enough. You will need insight, patience, and care." Liam nodded. "I am ready. I will learn. And I will respect everything I see." Kelly's gaze softened. "Good few humans have ever walked this path. Fewer still will leave understanding behind, instead of destruction. You are different." The night passed quietly. Liam lay on the soft moss near the pool, listening to the gentle hum of the crystals and the distant waterfalls. The scent of Kelly was still there, mingling with the faint aroma of rain. He thought about the day, the intruders, the jungle's rhythm, and the clever ways in which humans and aliens could work together. He realized something important. Humans could be dangerous. Yes, but they could also be observant, inventive, and respectful. Liam had used ingenuity, calm thinking, and careful observation to protect a world he did not yet fully understand, and the jungle, in turn, had responded to his presence. Kelly watched him from a distance, unseen. She thought about the human who had noticed her scent, who had worked with her to protect her people without harming a single creature, and who had earned trust not through force, but through understanding. Her heart, cautious as always, felt a rare sense of hope. Tomorrow, Liam would learn the jungle's deepest secrets. But tonight, both human and alien rested, connected by a silent bond of respect, trust, and shared purpose. The rain continued to fall softly, glowing in the strange light of the jungle. The scent of Kelly lingered in the air. For Liam, the jungle was no longer just a mission. It was a world of living intelligence, subtle patterns, and delicate balance. And he was beginning to understand how a human mind, when combined with patience, observation, and respect, could protect life, build trust, and even inspire hope. Kelly returned to her dwelling, her thoughts on the human beside her. She had seen courage before, but it was often loud, brash, and reckless. Liam's courage was quiet, careful, and aware. He noticed, he respected, and he acted with intelligence and care. She had never expected a human to be this way. The jungle seemed to hum a little brighter that night, the pools shimmering with soft light. Liam's presence had left an imprint not of disruption, but of understanding. The rain mingled with the jungle's energy, and Kelly felt a rare smile form. For the first time, she allowed herself to hope that humans might not always bring destruction, that perhaps some could walk among her people, see them, respect them, and even protect them. And in the quiet, glowing heart of the jungle, human ingenuity and alien wisdom had combined once again, creating a moment of peace, understanding, and subtle triumph. Tomorrow would bring more lessons, more wonders, and perhaps more challenges. But tonight, Liam and Kelly rested side by side in spirit, connected by observation, respect, and the rare bond that forms when two beings notice the small but extraordinary things about each other. The sun rose over the glowing jungle, painting the leaves and crystals with soft golden light. Liam and Kelly stood at the edge of the central pool, ready to journey deeper into the jungle than ever before. Today, Kelly said, he would see the heart of her world, the place where the balance of life was most fragile, yet most powerful. You are ready? Kelly asked, her eyes serious. Liam nodded. I am. I want to understand. I want to see it all. Kelly smiled faintly. Good. Then follow me closely. The heart is not just a place. It is a test of observation, patience, and respect. Many humans fail because they only see power, not balance. Liam followed her into the dense forest. The jungle seemed to hum with awareness, as if it recognized him, remembered the care he had shown, and allowed him passage. Tiny lights drifted along the trees, creatures scuttled around them without fear, and the soft scent of rain. Kelly's scent lingered in the air, comforting and alive after hours of walking. They arrived at a clearing unlike any Liam had seen. A massive crystal tree rose from the center, its branches stretching high into the glowing sky. Energy flowed through it in visible waves, connecting to smaller trees and plants in a vast network. The ground shimmered faintly, pulsing like a heartbeat. Kelly paused, letting Liam take it in. This is the heart of the jungle, she said softly. Every life here depends on it. The crystals, the plants, even the air you breathe, they are all connected through this place. Liam stepped closer, careful not to touch anything. It's incredible. I've never seen anything like it. It feels alive, like it knows I'm here. Kelly nodded. It does. It senses respect and attention. It reacts to care, to thought, to understanding. And now, it watches you. Suddenly, the calm was broken. In the distance, faint movement appeared, shadows approaching from the jungle edges. Liam's heart sank. The intruders had returned faster and more determined than before. They sought the heart of the jungle itself. Kelly's eyes narrowed. They are stronger this time. We must protect the heart. Not with force, but with understanding. Observe them, predict, and guide. You know what to do. Liam took a deep breath. We will use the jungle. Every path, every crystal, every movement can be a defense. The intruders moved forward, scanning for energy and light. Liam and Kelly moved silently, guiding them toward decoys, reflective crystals, and safe traps that delayed without harm. Liam noticed patterns immediately, the way the intruders moved. Their reliance on brute force, their slow adaptation to subtle changes. He whispered to Kelly, Lead them over here. Use the small energy currents from the ground. It will confuse them. Kelly followed his suggestion, subtly shifting energy flows with the crystals. The intruders stumbled, disoriented, while the jungle seemed to respond to Liam's instructions, as if it trusted his judgment. You are remarkable, Kelly said softly. Few humans think like this. Few understand the jungle. I just noticed, Liam replied. I pay attention. That is all. The jungle tells me what to do if I listen. Hours passed in tense calculation. The intruders tried multiple approaches, but every move Liam predicted. He guided Kelly and the villagers to use light, sound, and energy subtly, turning the jungle itself into a maze that frustrated and delayed the attackers. At one point, an intruder reached a false path lined with reflective crystals. Liam flicked one crystal at the precise moment, and sunlight bounced off it, blinding the intruder long enough to make him retreat. Kelly's admiration grew. Your mind. It adapts, anticipates, and respects. You protect life without destruction. That is rare. The intruders eventually withdrew, unable to reach the heart of the jungle. The villagers celebrated quietly, glowing patterns and soft music marking their relief. Liam and Kelly stood side by side, watching the jungle settle back into calm. You saved the heart, Kelly said softly, without a single life lost. Few humans could do what you did. Liam shook his head. I didn't do it alone. You guided me. The jungle responded to you and to my care. That is what made it possible. Kelly's eyes softened. Trust is earned slowly, observation is rare, and respect is essential. You have all three. That is why you succeeded. They walked to a quiet pool at the heart of the clearing. The water reflected the glowing sky and the massive crystal tree. Liam noticed the faint scent of rain in the air and smiled. You smell like rain, he said softly, almost shyly. Kelly froze, her eyes wide. She whispered, You noticed. Yes, Liam replied gently. I notice what matters. Always. Kelly's lips curved into a small smile. She felt a quiet warmth in her chest, a bond forming not just with Liam, but with the human ability to understand, respect, and protect life. Few of her people had ever seen such care. Few humans had ever earned this kind of trust. As night fell, the jungle glowed softly, the crystal tree pulsating with energy. Liam and Kelly rested near the pool, the jungle alive but peaceful. The bond between them had grown stronger through shared observation, ingenuity, and quiet courage. Liam's human ingenuity, his ability to notice small details, think ahead, and act with care, had preserved an entire world without violence. Kelly watched him, thinking about the human who had noticed her scent, guided the jungle, and protected her people. She felt hope a rare, cautious hope that humans could be more than invaders, that they could be allies, protectors, and friends. Tomorrow, Kelly said softly, you will see something few humans ever see. The jungle will show you its deepest secret, but you must remember what you have learned. Observe, respect, and act with care. I will, Liam said, feeling the weight of responsibility. I want to understand everything, and I want to help protect this world as long as I can. Kelly's eyes glimmered in the soft light. You already have. The jungle recognizes your care, and that is rare. Very rare. The night passed with gentle rain falling over the glowing jungle. Mixing with the scent of Kelly, Liam listened to the soft hum of crystals and the distant waterfalls. Reflecting on what he had learned, that human ingenuity, patience, and respect could protect life, build trust, and even inspire hope across worlds. The next morning, Kelly led Liam to a hidden grove at the base of the crystal tree. The air was thick with energy, and small creatures that shimmered like liquid light floated among the branches. Liam felt awe and humility. This is the center, Kelly said softly. Here, the balance is strongest. The crystals, the plants, the creatures, all connect here. One careless action could disturb it. One thoughtful action can strengthen it. Watch closely. Liam observed carefully, noting the subtle patterns of energy, the movements of creatures, and the flow of the crystals. He extended a hand slowly, letting his fingers hover above a small crystal. It pulsed gently in response, as if acknowledging his care. Kelly watched, impressed. Few humans can sense this, and fewer act without disrupting it. "You are remarkable, just notice," Liam whispered. "That is all. I try to understand before acting. That is enough sometimes." Kelly smiled softly, her gaze lingering on him. "It is more than enough. You honor the jungle and its life, and you have honored me." For a long time, they stood there, observing the heart of the jungle together. Liam noticed every detail, the subtle changes in energy. The faint scent of rain mingled with Kelly's own essence, the delicate movements of the glowing creatures. Every observation built a deeper understanding, deeper connection between human and alien, visitor and guardian, observer and protector. Kelly finally spoke. "You have done more than protect the heart of the jungle. You have shown that humans can care, observe, and respect. You have reminded us that even strangers can become allies if they notice, if they listen, if they act with care." Liam smiled. "I only did what I could. I wanted to help, to learn, to understand." Kelly's lips curved into a warm smile. "And you have. That is why you are welcome here. That is why the jungle trusts you. That is why. You are remarkable." The sun rose higher, the jungle glowing brighter with the promise of life and harmony. Liam felt a deep sense of connection, not just to Kelly, but to the world around him, to the delicate balance of life that depended on attention, care, and respect. And Kelly, for the first time in her life, allowed herself to believe that humans could be more than invaders, more than destructive forces. They could be observers, protectors, and friends. Together, human and alien stood at the heart of a glowing jungle, connected by trust, understanding, and the quiet beauty of noticing. And in that moment, the jungle, the crystals, and the creatures hummed in harmony, celebrating a bond that bridged worlds and proved that even across galaxies, the power of observation, care, and ingenuity could change everything.